Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome of the Speakers and Leaders Motivational Speaking Contest. My name is Harry Sardinas. I'm a speaker and leadership coach, and I help gold medalists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, all people of all walks of life. I assist them how to present effectively so they can attract more business to them, but also how to communicate effectively in your community, in your companies, and in the world. Because speakers are leaders, and your voice can transform the world. Today, we have the fourth day of our motivational speaking contest, and I'm about to introduce you our co-host for tonight. So, welcome to the stage, our co-host for tonight, Lily Patrascu.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Speakers at Leaders Motivational Speaking Contest. Tonight, we have four amazing contestants from three countries: England, Lebanon, and Slovakia. And we are going to have an amazing time. And my name is Lily Patrascu, and I'm a book publisher and personal branding and sales coach. And I help entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants just like you to enhance their personal brand and to create books that transform the world and make a real impact everywhere. So, the rules for tonight is that every speaker is going to speak 18 minutes. And if the speakers go over time, they will be disqualified. Please be kind and gentle. Write comments, likes, and shares because these speakers have done their best to prepare their speech in order to be here for you. They want to do the best for you so that you can be empowered, inspired, and motivated to achieve more of what you really desire. And what we're going to do first is we're going to play a game, and it's called the Wheel of Names. And in this game, we're going to discover who is the very first speaker. So let's play the Wheel of Names. Speaker is Nidaa from Lebanon. And let's roll the wheel of names. The second speaker of the night is going to be Tom, the entrepreneur from London. Speaker is copywriter Nick Ronald from the UK as well. And the fourth speaker, of course, is the film producer Monika Gergelova. I'm so excited for the speakers tonight because it's going to be a very close race. We will see who is going to be the winner. But one thing is for sure, you will not be disappointed because they are going to delight you with their speech. And now I will pass the virtual stage back to Harry Sardinas, who is going to introduce the judges.
And welcome back. And today, now we will introduce our amazing judges. But first of all, I want to say thank you so much for being here today. So, for being here and helping us. Some of the judges have been throughout the whole weekend. And we want to say a special thank you because without your contribution, without your input, this event won't be possible. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And the first judge that I'm going to introduce today is an international speaker, actually one of the biggest event promoters in the world, and is the major promoter for Les Brown in UK and Europe, basically. And that event that I spoke 2 years ago, when it was 1,600 people, two floors full of people, Atia was the organizer for this huge event. And I have the pleasure to share the stage with the amazing and brilliant Les Brown. So from the bottom of my heart, Atia, thank you so much, because you gave me one of the biggest opportunities of my life in my career. And I know how powerful you are, and I know that the same thing that you did for me, you can do for others as well. And it's a pleasure for us to have you here in our house. And for all the speakers competing, speak powerful, because Altia is watching and you never know. So welcome to the stage, the international speaker.
Un, dos, tres, bueno, sí. Camina.
Hello. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Lily. Welcome each and every speaker tonight. I just want to say that you are in for a treat. I have been here now 4 evenings, and I cannot wait, because I know the standard has just been through the roof. So I just want to say, very quickly, I am Althea Grant. I'm one of the judges, and I have the privilege tonight to have been invited by Harry to just be a part of this wonderful, wonderful story. He is a genuine person. He is a caring person, and he is kind, but he's also the consummate professional, and he is really, really smart. So when you're looking for a trainer and somebody who can give you an example of a leader, this man, tonight I should be talking about myself, I'm talking about Harry tonight. He has overcome so much in life, and yet you wouldn't know that seeing him, because he has used his experience to go after what his purpose has been in life. And he has found his purpose in training others to be the brave and consummate leader that he is. So do not underestimate tonight. Not many people would have created a platform like this for so many speakers. I'm Althea Grant, and yes, I am a lawyer in London. I have brought Les Brown to London. Les and I are business partners. We are friends. And, you know, since we met, we found that we have so much in common. But he is a leader, and he has led me in the way that I didn't even know was open to me. He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And this is what Harry is capable of doing. So tonight, enjoy yourself. Keep an eye out, because I have a feeling it's going to be really difficult tonight. Not that any of the nights have been any better, easier. So to all the judges, thank you for being here. I can't wait. So over to you, Harry, and do your magic.
Thank you so much, Atia. It's a big, great pleasure for me and Lily to have you here. One such a powerful speaker and leader and event organizer. And we know, talking among ourselves the other day at home, Atia and I, we were sharing with Lily that there is no money that actually can reward the big effort that overall Tia has put in this large event that she has organized here in London. Because organize a big event like that with thousands of people, the level of team. Lily and I, we were talking at this Les Brown event. When we arrived to this event, it was a team of more than 50 people that everyone was telling us, how can I help you? We never saw anything like that in any event. And trust me, we spoke around the world everywhere. And that day that we arrived to this Les Brown event, it was, as the speaker, we were impressed. It was a team of 50 people all around the podium saying, how can I help? If you're the speaker, please come to me, come here, and everything. It was a big event. It's one historic event, and the greatest speeches of Les Brown in history was delivered in London that day. The reason for that is because Les was in pain. And we saw a different Les Brown, more reflective, more interactive. So the woman behind the magic of that day is here. We have the honor to have her here with us today. So one more big applause and music for Tia Grant. And now we are traveling because Tia is here in UK with us, and Juliet is ready. African Wonder Woman is ready. A fellow TV broadcaster. She has her own TV show. Politician, powerful speaker, but overall always smiling, always dancing, and we love. She has what it takes with the feeling of speakers and leaders. Very positive, always smiling, great friend. So thank you so much, Juliet, for being with us today. So welcome to the stage, Juliet.
Wow. The final day here today. It's the last day. I don't even feel like I want it to end, Harry. But here today, my name is Juliet Mahapila. I'm the one and only African Wonder Woman. I just want to appreciate speakers and leaders for giving me this chance to be one of your judges here tonight. And of course, Harry and Sardina, and of course, Lily. I'm absolutely wowed with the kind of program that you really put out to help people leave a legacy and to tell the story and to improve the world. My name, as you know, is the one and only African Wonder Woman. I'm a community change maker. I am an advocate. I'm a social scientist. For those who don't know, I also enjoy writing poems. I love to community develop, international consultant. That is what I do. And of course, for those who do not know me, I enjoy politics here in United Kingdom, and I sit in one of the seats, but I also have my own TV show, as Harry has said. So here tonight is all about the contestants. And I tell you what, me and Athia have got a big job here tonight. You're all winners here today to get this far here tonight. I can tell you what, you've done absolutely a wonderful job. I'm absolutely proud of you. I'm absolutely proud to the work that Lily and Harry put on, because for you to reach this far, for you not just write a book, but to be international key speakers, to inspire people around the whole world, I'm absolutely excited. And you know, with your help, it's a family, it's a journey, it's a family, and we are three together. I just want to take this opportunity to wish you a wonderful evening here tonight, and just be yourself. You've got instructions from Harry. I just want to say thank you for having me as one of your judges. Back to you. We are ready to go. Ready to go.
Thank you so much, Juliet. And now I'm going to introduce one more member of our panel of judges today. Her name is Patricia. She's a social media manager and motivational speaker. So Patricia, welcome to the stage. Patricia.
Hi, good evening. How are you tonight? My name is Patricia. I'm a specialist in strategic marketing and social media. I help influencers and business to create strategies for their promotion and branding. And we are here one night more, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patricia. And now we are traveling to Luxembourg because over there is Charles. Carlos is one of the most brilliant minds in terms of art and architecture. He has wrote and read thousands of books. He knows a lot about everything basically, and he's a very powerful a friend and very creative person. So welcome to the stage from Luxembourg, Carlos.
Hi everyone. Hi everybody. The amazing Harry, the warm Lily, who has in a way created a family in every place that I go, and touching people and bringing together consciousness, empowering all these speakers to overcome and to know that the trouble of living is the way to pass that knowledge with warmth and compassion. Hi, and my name is Carlos. I'm an architect. I have to overcome the barrier of language many times. Once from Spanish to English, and then from Spanish, English to French, and then to German, because I live in a country to speak 4 languages. And I have clients, institutional presentations with contractors, with consultants, and it has to be prepared to pitch your idea in the best form. Good luck to everyone. Bye.
And with this powerful message with Carlos, and Carlos is right. So every time that we are in life, we don't know what life is gonna take us, but we have to be prepared to deliver our message powerful. And one more best example that Carlos that had to overcome 4 languages because Spanish, English, German, French. But living in Luxembourg, where he's based, is for being a European. Sometimes, if you were born in Switzerland, right? They speak 4 languages, there are 3 languages, and it's fine. But for us that come from different countries, that we only have our own language, facing Europe and the challenges of Europe, with everyone speaking different language, and we have to be able to pitch our idea effectively in order to attract more business, more wealth to us, more, or to influence others to create a new idea that can transform the world in a better place. We have to do what it takes, and this is what our contestants are doing tonight, doing the best that they can, and embracing that fear of not of public speaking, but even something bigger, which is present your message effectively and get your voice out, so whatever your message is can be amplified and make a great difference in the world. So the speaker that we're going to start, the name is Nidaa, and she's the author of the upcoming book, The Art of Negotiation. So I'm going to pass the stage to Lily, that she has been working with Nidaa together with creating her book, The Art of Negotiation, which is a fantastic topic and fantastic thing that they are doing together with this project. So welcome to the stage, Lily, to introduce Nidaa to the stage.
Did you know that millions of people struggle because they have no idea how to negotiate. Millions of people struggle because they don't have the lifestyle they desire, the wealth they desire, the job they desire, and it all comes down to not knowing how to negotiate. In fact, how many of you are in exactly the same situation? How many of you would love to have a better job, a better looking boyfriend, a better lifestyle, a better house? How many of you would like something better? And if that's you, then comment below and say, that's me. I fully understand. Now, tonight we have an expert in the art of negotiation. And not just any kind of negotiation. In fact, everything in life is a negotiation. From you persuading your children that they should go to bed on time, that they should listen to you. Literally every single thing is a negotiation. And Nidaa is an expert in the art of connecting businesses, entrepreneurs, and governments around the world and getting them together in order to come to solutions that will help humanity. And she's a peace mediator, a political and economic advisor, and the upcoming author of The Art of Negotiation. And with that, she hopes to impact millions of people around the world so that everybody can have the lifestyle, the money, anything that they desire, so that becomes their, so they have the freedom to achieve anything they want. And Nidaa is an incredible human being, a very beautiful speaker as well. She has spoken for many, many years around the world about the fact that everyone, she believes, should have the human right of having at least their basic needs met, so that they can all have access to education, to training, to absolutely everything they desire. So tonight she's going to speak about the art of negotiation and how you too can have everything you desire with by learning this art. Let's give a big round of applause for Nidaa Sabbagh from Lebanon.
Hello everyone. Before I start, I wanna apologize. I have a bracelet in my teeth, and it is painful a little bit, but I will start my presentation now. Please, Harry, put your clock. Thank you. Hello everyone. I would like to thank all of you for attending this event. I also want to give a big thanks for all of you judges, the great and fair judges, and for all of Harry and Lily with their team for organizing this amazing event. Today, I have the honor to be with you all and share how I build the art of negotiation system and why I have built it. How many of you would like to know the secret behind any successful businesses and happy life? I know all of you want to know. How many of you would like to live without war and diseases? I come from Lebanon, 15 years civil war, just to prepare what I want to talk to you. Today, I want to share with you as well one of the most powerful skills that a human being can have, a skill the most rich people have in common, the art of negotiation. First, my name is Nidaa Sabbagh. I am author of multiple books. I have been involved in negotiation for a number of international commercial and peace deals. I am also recognized by various national and regional government, a mediator to mitigate conflict and to promote peace and reconciliation, creating roadmap to maintain peace and security. I am a peace ambassador many times, and I am part of judge boards in many NGOs for you judges, and an honored member of many organizations about human rights. During my life, I have received many awards, including 2 honorary doctorates of humanity. During this time, I have been utilized for a commercial advisor, a number of government ministries and big organizations, big flashes. I have had the privilege to be invited to many international and prestigious conferences on the subject of investment, peace, and reconciliation, such as the Investment World Summit in United Nations, the Commonwealth Summit, African European Summit, and Arab League Summit in Middle East, and international summits, and many others. Now, during this time, I have learned the art of negotiation can make great differences and affect the prosperity of the nations. After more than 30 years of experience in this field, I designed a system. This system has helped government to achieve peace and avoid war, and help entrepreneurs to communicate effectively and expand their businesses. Also help families and community to stop arguing, to move forward in life to achieve their dreams. Let me introduce this system in 6 very simple steps that everyone should follow in your career and life to be successful, fulfill of a dream, and reach what you desire. Let's start step 1, identifying the cause. When we have a problem, always we need to search for internal and external causes. When we identify the causes, we must study the reasons. This is the first step to solve a problem. Let's move to step 2, analyze causes. It is very simple. We need to analyze the cause of the conflict in details. When we have found out the root of cause or the root of the conflicts, we need to break the cause down into small parts, so we can clearly see what must to do to solve this conflict. Let's move to step number 3. Always negotiate with a key figure. It is very simple. Key figure, it is this decision maker. Don't lose your time with different people. Just go straight forward to the point. Step 4, follow the terms. As well, the terms is the rules. For example, consider business or property. You must consult a lawyer to apply rules of law. Very simple. Step number 5, always keep plan B. This is a little bit tricky. Always remember, in negotiation, we need to leverage to make sure that both parties are happy. If the parties are not moving forward in negotiation, a plan B is needed. A plan B, everyone asks, what is this plan B? It is something that you don't reveal in the beginning of negotiation. This will balance the scale to make fair negotiation. If negotiation goes south, that means doesn't work. We go to step number 6 and the last one. Communication. Communication play a very important role. If you want to successfully make a deal, communication has to be very effective. Let me a little bit talk about what make me create this system and why. And a clear example, and I will talk about the plan B. As you know, I come from Lebanon. In 1975, the war in Lebanon just started. I was so little. I felt frustrated, angry, and sad, asking why all this happening to my family and to my nation. We all have different stories. This story shapes our life and inspires us to take a different direction. It creates who we are now. In my case, it's completely different. I was born in a habitat of beauty and nature, where safety, peace, love, and happiness has been passed on through generations. Hope and love were our destiny. Until one dreadful day, long ago, I was playing with my brothers and sisters in nearby our home, collecting wildflowers, chasing colorful butterflies, laughing and giggling, singing. Suddenly, a shock wave knocked us down. Then an ear-deafening explosion, BAM! Then the intensive smoke obscured the light of the sun. The aroma of the gunpowder replaced the aroma of the wildflower. Giggling and laughing become wailing and howling. The vast amount of the smoke, the dust, the rubble from the bombshell blind me temporarily, make me unable to see my brother and my sister, what's happened to them. The moment I was able to open my eyes, I cleaned the dust and I wish I never opened them. I saw my 4-year-old sister body laying ravaged and torn into pieces. Her face was unrecognizable, covered with blood, and part of her body were missing. It was hard to me to believe that her body was lifeless. I tried hard to cuddle her, but I didn't know where to hold. It was terrifying. I was crying and screaming for help, but nowhere to go. Terror has spread to the land. Paradise turned into hell. My 4-year-old sister was killed. Alongside her, a piece of me was buried as well. That time, I was full of anger and frustration and revenge. Yes. That moment shaped my life and set me on for a long journey. By the age of 15, I realized that anger and revenge was not going to solve our problems. I decided to make my life purpose when I been 16, to do whatever it takes to prevent innocent people dying because of the war. This is a tie, I will like it. As Les Brown said, the greatest revenge is massive success. I start to become resilient, promote peace and humanity. In that journey, I become one of the most skillful negotiators on the subject of peace, reconciliation, and avoiding conflict and war. Now, life, it is like this. We can do nothing about it. Sorry about I being so angry. Now I want to take you to Plan B. Our government was not able to provide win-win situation where both parties agreed a Plan B. A Plan B to balance the scale was missing. For that reason, my sister and 120,000 people died, with family living in pain forever. And over 1 million people of Lebanese fled the country. So, however, it is not always that Plan B failed. In negotiation, all steps of the art of negotiation system are equal important. Let me share one story where communication was missing. This is the most important whatever. Later, as the war continued, I was volunteer for a special mission. I was 16 old year and very committed to prevent casualty of war. My dream was to save innocent lives and to do whatever it took to prevent suffering and pain. I was with convoy to exchange hostages, and this was my first mission. I was very committed to make sure that no one innocent died. Suddenly, an armed group stopped this convoy and started to ask questions. This conversation then escalated to aggressive confrontation from both sides, involving fire exchange. One person was killed from each side. I was in shock, tense, and terrified. The convoy turned back, and our mission had failed. Two families mourned their loved ones, and the hostages never returned to their homes. I felt hopeless because I couldn't help to save lives. I realized by the age of 16 that good intentions were not enough. I need to be very skillful when it comes for a danger and delicate situation. My mission failed, or our mission failed, because there was a lack of communication. Our escorts were inexperienced for such job where communication in the art of negotiation was essential and provide the most important role in these circumstances. This incident made me full of determination, and I worked very hard to reach my qualification. I become one of the most successful negotiators in the matter, but it took years of experience and dedication. Communication is one of the key factors when it comes to negotiation. The art of negotiation is one of the most powerful skills. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to expand your business, or you want to have better relationship, bring family together, or want to achieve great things in your life, you must learn how to negotiate effectively and compromise fairly. However, your dream become reality by learning how to negotiate effectively. Whatever happened, I'm happy where I am, but despite all these years of hard working and this achievement, I am still not satisfied. My dream and my vision has turned into my mission to see the earth return to state of peace, how God created it. The Industrial Revolution takes human to the material culture, which take over the value of humanity. Humans have become creator of war and suffering and pain. This is the greed of man. All nature is at risk, and all disasters are man-made. This is why we are facing crisis. We're losing our loved one during the COVID-19 because of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us work together as the World One family to wash away all the mistakes, where effective negotiation forms important bridges to connect and bring family, community, businesses, and even country together. We must all strive to learn the art of negotiation to achieve great success and work together toward peace and reconciliation to turn the earth to nature, peaceful origin. Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause for Nidaa Sabbagh from Lebanon, who gave an amazing speech on the art of negotiation. Nidaa Sabbagh has shown in her speech what was her original motivation for wanting to discover the art of negotiation and why it's important for you too. She gave an amazing speech and she can be very proud of herself. And now pass back the stage to Harry Sardinas.
And with that amazing speech, Nidaa has started this amazing night of the motivational speaking contest. And our second contestant tonight, like I said to the judges, today is gonna be a very, very difficult night for all of you. The speakers have a great level. They are speaking powerful, sharing their stories. So I don't want to be on the skin of the judges this night, because it's going to be very, very difficult to choose today. So our second speaker is Thompson, and he's a passionate entrepreneur, and you will know why. But in order to introduce this amazing speaker tonight, I'm going to pass the stage to our amazing, unbelievable Lily Patrascu.
This speaker is one of the funniest speakers you'll ever get to meet virtually. And he is one of my favorite speakers. I remember meeting Tom years ago. I think it must have been 3 or 4 years ago. And I can tell you, I never imagined we would still be part of the same group. And, you know, it's just an amazing thing. And I have so much admiration for Tom, because over the years, he has become a better and better and better speaker. And he's very, very fun. I share, you can say, a love of his humor, because he has sometimes this sarcastic humor I really, really like. And he's the upcoming author of the book, Tree Economy. And he is the world's first entrepreneur. And this is a term that he created himself, which shows his love of trees. And he's so passionate about trees and how every tree that you help to save or plant or, can help your properties, can help your life, can help you breathe better air. And so he's really, really passionate about trees, and he's an amazing, humorous public speaker. So you will definitely enjoy his speech about the power of trees. So let's give a big round of applause to Tom Thompson.
Unmute. Oh boy, error. Good evening, good morning, welcome, whatever time zone you are, wherever you are. This evening, where I am, I'm going to share with you the power of tree. Not tree, I'm not Irish. Tree, these guys. They're incredibly useful. They improve our health, our wealth, and our well-being. Hopefully, I'm going to impart some of that. Inform you, entertain you maybe, and hopefully inspire you. But first, thank you. Thank you, the audience, for turning up and giving up your time. I'll do my very best to make it worth your while, because your time is important. You can always make more money. You can't make more time. So value your time. Get a notebook. You might want to write some of my points down. There might be some inspiration for you. Also, thank you for the judges giving up their time, but not just their time, their knowledge and their feedback, which is invaluable for us. And thank you to Harry and Lily. As Lily said, I've been on this journey with them for about 3 or 4 years now, probably about that long. It seems longer. We've all come an incredibly long way, and we've still got further to go. And if you're interested, if you want to join this journey, then follow the links below and find out more. You won't regret it. It's well worth your time. So thank you to Harry and Lily for this platform. As I said, or as Lily said, I am the author of the upcoming book, Tree Economy, making the business case for trees. But there's a lot more to trees. There's a lot more. They help our health, our wealth, and our well-being. And I will share that with you today through the medium of stories. I've not just written a book. I also publicly speak about trees as and whenever I can, every opportunity when people are interested, sometimes when they're not. I'm passionate, obsessed. Passionate, it's a fine line. I'm passionate about trees and getting their value and their benefits across to you, the public, and everyone in the world. So why are trees important for our health? Well, most remedies come from a natural source. I'm not talking about the natural ones you get in the health shop or the pharmaceutical companies. A lot of their remedies for cancer, for Alzheimer's, come from a natural source originally, from trees often, but other plants as well. The willow and the yew tree are hugely important in the research against cancer, particularly. But more than that, they give us air, they give us oxygen. We wouldn't be here if trees weren't here. They came along first and put some air into our atmosphere so we can breathe. And as mammals, we come along and take up that oxygen and use it to grow, hopefully be useful in our lives and produce something worthwhile. But we benefit from the oxygen. They do more than that, not just oxygen, not just any old air, clean air. In our cities, they clean the air, they filter it, they take out the pollution that we put into it that makes it not a very nice place for us to live. They do this all day long. They don't get paid for it, but they are a huge, valuable resource. So if I share my story with you, I've been quite blessed. I had some troubles later in my life that I self-inflicted largely, but I'll share those with you in other stories. But to start with, I was blessed. I was a healthy kid, born into a happy family with lots of open space, lots of outdoors, lots of nature to enjoy. I used to go out, play in the forest. I used to be in the Scouts. I used to play football with the other boys. I don't know if you can remember going out and playing. If you're a girl, you weren't playing football, but you were playing netball, other sports that you enjoyed being outside. I didn't realize I was out in nature at the time. I didn't realize that was a thing. I just enjoyed the freedom. Then, as I got older, I went to a boarding school out in the country, huge school, forest all around, a big influence on my life. And then I joined the army. Various reasons why, but not a clear career path in sight. But again, I was outside, outdoors, being healthy, being active. And this has led me to even now, still being healthy, still being blessed with good health. But what if it had been different? What if I share with you a story of, not myself, but of Miguel? Miguel is a little Mexican boy I learned about during the lockdown, during the recent situation. He was like me, a fun-loving kid, had a big family, liked playing with his brothers and sisters and his friends. He loved football. He loved going out and playing outside. Except Miguel didn't have the luxury of grass football pitches and woodlands and areas to enjoy. No, Miguel lived in Mexico City, one of the most polluted cities in the world, in the middle of a slum. The next house was practically on top of his house. There was no space. It was just squalor. And he had to go out and play in that. And because of the situation he was in, he developed a health condition. It started off as asthma, mild asthma. It got worse. It got really serious. He had serious breathing difficulties. He had to go to the medical center and get a respirator periodically, even before the current situation. And then, so he couldn't go outside and play with his friends anymore. He had to stay indoors. And then we had the current situation. And the respirators were needed elsewhere. He couldn't get it as often as he wanted. And then he did, in fact, catch the virus. Now, sadly, Miguel died. He didn't have the health he needed, the underlying health to fight off the disease. He had a pre-existing health condition because of where he was born, because of where he lived, and because of how his body had been adapted or damaged by where he was. And his mother couldn't even have a big funeral. They had a big family, had to have a small funeral because of the restrictions. And she planted a tree and remembered what Miguel said, that he didn't want this to happen to other people. He wanted kids to grow up with freedom and health. And lots of other people were planting trees in Mexico in small ceremonies to commemorate lost loved ones. Not just Mexico, all over the world. But it needs more than that. It needs planting of forests, and in particular urban forests, trees in cities, to help them make these places more habitable. And architects, I'm sure, will appreciate that as much as anyone. We need to design future cities that have more greenery for our health, reduce flooding, that are better places to live. And that's Miguel's legacy, and that's my passion, that's my message, that we need to have better cities. So that's our health, our physical health. But what about our wealth? I hear you say, Tom. What about our wealth? How will trees make me money? They just cost me money. Trees will add up to 10% to a property value. That's in UK, in America, in the developed world. It might be slightly different in developing countries, but that where capitalism has taken hold, they have this effect. So what's that? Why? Because people pay for mature landscapes, trees all around. Give them some privacy. Don't know what they want to do with this privacy, their deviant behavior behind these secluded, closed green canopies. But they pay a premium for that, top dollar. So it is an actual thing. There is a monetary value to trees. And I knew this from when I was really young. I don't know if you know me when I was about 6 years old, you'd have probably been invited to my birthday party. It was the social event of the year for my school and my close friends. It was fantastic. I lived with my aunt and uncle right on the River Thames. They had a big house and they invited all my friends around. We had food, ice cream, sandwich, jelly, crisps. None of it was healthy, all sugar-filled. But when you're young, it's fine. Everyone had a good time. It was games, party games, balloons. Everyone was partying and having fun. The best day of my young life, I think. And then we had a game of treasure hunt. My aunt and uncle had taken little coins and wrapped them up in shiny paper and hidden them all around the house, all around the garden, and all around the bank. And I found my treasure around 2 big walnut trees. They were huge trees, like skyscrapers when I was little Tom. And I remember these trees, but I particularly remember finding all my treasure in around these trees tree roots, in around the bark, and in around the branches, tied up on the branches. And I collected it up, and then I carried on playing, and I said goodbye to all of my friends. And at the end of the day, I counted out my treasure. And the next day, I went to the shops and bought myself some sweets. Now, this was a big event because I'd been bought sweets before. I'd been bought toys as well. I'd never wanted for anything. But this was the first time I'd bought something with my money. The money I'd got from the trees. I don't know if you can remember the first time you bought something with your own money. Maybe it was sweets. Maybe it was a toy. Maybe it was a present for someone else. But it's a powerful moment. You had the power to buy something with your own money. And that money for me came from the trees. So I knew the value of trees. But as I went back into my education as a mature student and got my degrees in trees, it is a real subject, you cynics out there. As I learnt about it, my professors would go, "Tom, you really need to tell people about how important trees are. They'll reduce climate damage by 17.3%. And they'll improve our pollution by 5." Boring! No one wants to hear about stats. That's not how you influence people. It's storytelling, drawing them in to get your message across. And that's what I had to learn. But trees do have a real value. I've already shared with you about property values, but they'll reduce your bills. They will slow the wind down so it doesn't take the heat away from your house, so you'll have lower electricity and gas bills. Who thought of that? They reduce flooding. Can you imagine being flooded out of your house? Some people in this group have been flooded out of their house. It's devastating. It affects how they live. It affects their business. It's a financial consideration, but it's a huge calamitous event, a massive disruption. And even if you haven't been flooded out, your insurance for your property will have gone up because the insurance companies have got to pay for all the repairing the damage to where the flood has damaged homes. You're paying for that. Those people can't get insurance anymore. They'll have to look out for themselves, but we're all paying for it. We're all paying for this environmental damage, but we just don't realize it. Plant more trees, reduce the flooding, and we will help to address that. But more than that, what's the price of health? How much is your health worth to you? You can always make more money. You can't make more time, and you can't make more health. Speak to all of the millionaires, billionaires in the world. As they lie on their deathbed, they would give all their money away for more time, for more health. So we should really value that. If you're off work, you can't. If you're sick and you can't work, you can't earn. If you've got mental health issues and you can't work, or you work but you work less effectively, you are earning less money. It is everything has a monetary value, particularly in a capitalist society. And that's why my book, Tree Economy, focused on that. Trees are much more important than that, but that's the target frame of reference that I have to make it real to people. So that's health and wealth. But what about wellness? How will trees help with our wellness? Well, for this, I'll share a story of my less successful era of my life. After I joined the army, I enjoyed myself. I didn't do particularly well. I wasn't a model soldier by any standard or any calculation at all. I used to like partying. Initially, I discovered beer and women and didn't really care about my job. But then in the late 80s and early 90s, rave came along. And I was one of those little rubber people, bare-chested, partying hard at the weekends, sometimes during the week, living my ideal life, I thought. Just having fun. I don't know if you can remember a time in your life when everything you focused was just how you'd get enough money in the week to party at the weekend and focus on yourself. Enjoy yourself. Many people are looking forward to that now, and when we get freed again, that probably will be what most people focus on. And I thought I had it all. I thought I was partying. But every weekend, I'd end up in the same place. I'd go to the nightclubs, I'd party, we'd come out, we'd go to the lakes, carry on partying with our music. At the end of it, it'd be too much. I'd been partying too hard for too long, and it had got too much. I'd be paranoid, I wouldn't know where I was. I'd have to go off and find some woodland somewhere, get away from everyone, and just take time to calm down and get back to myself. Now, at the same time I was doing that, there were a group of Japanese scientists studying this. Not all of what I was doing. They weren't going out partying first. They were just going out and studying the effects that forests had on people. They call it forest bathing. The Japanese, it's a thing. They go out and relax in the forest. Who knew that was a thing? They had to measure it, so it's scientific. And it reduces the cortisol levels. It's not a visual, it is a visual thing because that helps, but it's a chemical thing as well. The pheromones the trees give off reduces cortisol levels in our body. It makes us calmer and more relaxed. Well, there's a thing. And we all know this, don't we? Because when lockdown happened the first time, people were breaking out. They wanted to be free. They needed to be out of lockdown. And to do that, they escaped into parks, to be around trees, to be around nature. Even the ones that didn't break out, that did follow the rules, when we were all allowed out at the end, we appreciated our walks in nature. We noticed things. We heard the birds, the bees. We heard nature. We saw what was all around us. We were more present and we appreciated what we had. And as people are now dealing with mindfulness and helping with mindset matters because of the effects of the drawn out situation, our mental health is a consideration. Being present, being grateful, and being in nature are all factors to consider. Trees, as they help with that, they are the main part of that. They're the main focal point of any nature, any park. The trees are the main thing. So trees are incredibly important. I'm passionate about that, and hopefully I can get that across to you. Hopefully I've informed you a little bit, educated you somewhat, and hopefully I've inspired you about the power of tree. Trees are incredibly important. They're important for our health, our wealth, and our well-being. And we really need to appreciate that, to manage them better, to put them in our cities as more and more of us come in to live in cities and towns. Up to 80% of the population will be in cities and towns by the year 2025. It's a mass, not exodus, influx into the cities. That's fine, we need to do that for the economy, but we need to make them habitable places, make them better, make them ideal for our health, our wealth, and our wellness. So what are you going to do to appreciate your tree economy? What are you going to do to take advantage of this situation now that you've had time to take stock, to chill out, to relax, to reconnect with nature, and now to embrace it, to embrace nature, to value the tree economy, the power of tree. They're important for our health, our wealth, and our wellness. Harry.
Thompson made a fascinating case for having trees, right? For the power of trees and how they can really help you to have higher property values, to have, better breathing and everything. And I have to say, I really enjoyed your speech, Tom, because it was humorous as usual. And I have to say also that your life is very fascinating. The way you tell your story, it's very funny to me. And I really hope that the viewers have also enjoyed that. And I do think it was so good. You can charge tickets to people to watch this. It's really, really entertaining, very, very humorous. I would certainly pay tickets to hear this again because it's really, really a good story. And I think that anything that you say just sounds really, really exciting because you've mastered the art of storytelling. So you can be very, very proud of yourself. It was really, really a great story. And we'll see what the audience and the judges say about it, but I'm sure they have enjoyed everything you did, including the tie. The tie was really awesome, and the background as well. So let's give a big round of applause for Tom Thompson, and I'll hand over the stage to Harry Sardinas.
With two powerful messages we have started this day. Today we are halfway, and as you can see, whatever is your message, whatever is your story, whatever you think that you can be a great contribution to human beings, this is one of the ways that you can make a big difference in the world, is by you becoming an amazing public speaker. And I think that from the first speech, which is about how the art of negotiation, so how you two can create better communication with your family, with your communities, with your country, even between governments, and you can avoid things as horrible as word, things traveling to the trees, to nature. And I had a long conversation with Tom the other day that sometimes we as a human, we take things for granted. And air is something that was given to us for free. We had never done anything about, but we have forgotten that without this, we cannot even exist, any single one of us. And it is our mission, and it's our commitment to create a better place for the new generations to come. Some of the speakers, also judges, has kids, and it's our responsibilities as leader what kind of planet we are going to deliver for these new generations to come. So two powerful messages at the moment, and the good news is that the other two powerful messages messages that are coming are as amazing on the first two. So I pass this stage to Lily, because now we're going to introduce someone amazing, someone that had done wrote in a book, the program with Lily, the author of the book Secret Influence, and I'm going to pass the stage to Lily, that know him better than.
Did you know that thousands and thousands of people do not connect with the right audience? And that is because they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to influence the audience they really want to reach out. And that's because they have no idea how to do it. Now, the next speaker is the author of the book, Secret Influence. And he is specialized in copywriting. And that means the art of selling through writing. And one amazing thing is that he is an email marketing copywriter, so specialized in email marketing. So for example, let's say, did you know that you may, as an entrepreneur, send emails? And the question is, how many of those emails get actually opened? And if your open rates are very low, it's because the emails are not as effective as they possibly could be. And Nick is a specialist in this area of sending the right emails that will lead to opening, to high open rates, and also to sales through email marketing as well. So knowing how to do this, knowing how to write the right copy, the right text, so that people open your emails, this is something that Nick knows a lot about. And he has over 25 years of experience in this business of copywriting and communicating and persuading with power. So I'm looking forward to hearing his speech about secret influence and how you too can master it, so that you can have better results in your writing, in your social media, in your email marketing, and in anything that you do. Because imagine if you have a product and the product doesn't have a good name, then it impacts your sales because people just don't feel connected with that. And if you know how to name your product, if you know how to name the subject email, if you know how to name anything at all that you do, whether it's a social media text or an image or something, it's all very, very critical so that people engage with that. So let's give a big round of applause to Nick Ronald, who is going to speak about secret influence.
Thank you, Lily. Yes, firstly, thank you to the organisers, Harry Sardinas and Lily Patrascu, for the opportunity to share my story and expertise. And thank you to the audience for giving your time to listen to me. My promise is that I will do my best to give you value, to not just inform you, but to try and inspire you and maybe even influence you. So, just ask you, raise your hand if in business you'd like to get more customers, clients, fans of your brand, and of course, profit. Also, raise your hand if you'd like to know an 8-step system on how to do this using the power of influence. Thank you. See, I put it to you that it's impossible to have success in business, in a job, a career, relationships, or just life if you can't influence other people. Because if you can't influence others, if you can't influence in life, life will influence you. How many of you, I wonder, have been to a job interview at some point in your lives and you were really keen, you prepared, you dressed smart, you thought you gave great answers, and then you couldn't understand it, you didn't get it, you're really disappointed. Or how many of you in business, you write blogs or you write an advert and no one clicks on it, no one reads it. See, saying just what we do or what experience we have won't get us a job. We need to convince them why we're better than the other candidates. Writing clearly and informing people, yeah, helps, but so what? It's no good if no one actually does anything, unless you influence them. In relationships, if you want better behaved children, you have to influence and guide them. So, I am Nick Ronald. I'm a copywriter, but I also say I'm an influencer. Because I don't just write to inform. I don't just train people on how to write clearly. No, I write to influence, and I train people on how to write to influence, inspire, and persuade. See, I believe influencing is one of those most important skills in life. If you want a promotion, you need to be able to convince your boss or human resources you deserve it. If you work for yourself, if you can't persuade people to buy your product or service, you're not going to be in business long. It's all about influencing. I'm the author of the book, Secret Influence, Communicate and Persuade with Power. And in my book, I talk about my 8-point impact system. And my 8-point impact system covers copywriting, impactful stories, personal branding, first impressions, media coverage, social media, speaking and raving fans, which I believe are the key aspects of being able to influence in business. To grow your authority and to grow your brand. So I'm going to explain 3 of the points from my impact system using personal stories, which is something we've done since the dawn of time as a way of sharing wisdom and knowledge. And I'm going to use stories to tell 3 points of my impact system: first impressions, social media, and speaking. So my first story is about first impressions. Well, in life, we can always make a second or third or fourth impression, but we can only ever make that first impression. That's why it's so important. And nowadays, we have so little time to catch someone's attention. We're overloaded with information. I mean, social media, we scroll over the Eiffel Tower, you know, up and down all day. We've literally got seconds to catch someone's attention. And the first impression, it could be when we walk, you know, we go on a date, walk in a job interview, walk on stage, or even that headline, an article we write. If we can't catch their attention, if we can't hook them in, then they're not going to engage and do what we need them to do. So my story takes place when I was in my early 20s. I was in a band called Rock Gods on Fire. And I know you wouldn't believe it, I had long hair down to my shoulders. It looked very different. And I went through this period, I was playing the guitar and I was in this band, and we used to travel around Europe, play mostly sort of pub gigs. And we'd play in the evening and the night in one place, and we'd drive in a van, a sort of camper van to another gig and go around Europe doing this. And it was great fun, great experience. And one day we were, well, one month we were in Finland, and we were driving around after one gig. We had a few beers at the end, and we were in our van. I was lying back, so I had a bit of a rest. And one of my friends, one of my bandmates, came over and woke me up and said, Nick, you've got to come and look out here. There's a guy by the side of the road who looks like he's had more drinks than us. You know, come have a look. And there's this guy, and it looked like he was up this long road we were driving on. It looked like he was dancing around. He was throwing snowballs. He was throwing some sticks at the cars. He was jumping around, waving his arms, and he was shouting something we couldn't hear. And it looked hilarious. But as we got closer, and we saw him sort of pick up a big rock, and he sort of stumbled into the road in front of our van. And we slowed down, and he stood there and he wouldn't move out of the way, and then he threw the rock at our van, and it smashed our windscreen. And so we got a abrupt halt, and we were like, you know, what the just happened there? We got out of the van really angry, you know, the glass everywhere, to confront him, say, what's going on? And we looked at him across the road, he looked at us, and then he just turned and ran. He ran into the forest by the side of the road. So we without really thinking, we chased after him, and we ran off this guy, and it was really dark. I remember tripping over the ground, the roots of the trees, and always falling, and we could barely make it out. And we're probably all thinking, what is going on here? What are we doing? You know, is this really worth it? Who is this guy? And we're chasing after him, and just see by the moonlight. And then we came suddenly to this clearing in the forest, and there was a guy. And we walking up to him, we see by his feet was this woman lying there motionless by his feet. And again, it was like a second moment we thought, what the? And he shouts at us in Finnish. And one of my friends who spoke Finnish translated. And what had happened was the man had been walking with his wife, hiking, and had had an accident, and she'd fallen really badly and knocked unconscious. So he'd run to the road, the nearest road, and he'd been for hours throwing sticks and shouting, trying to get a car to stop, to help him. But no one would stop. No one stopped. He was getting desperate. So the point of the story is that this guy, Alex, who went to hospital, made a recovery, but the consequences of making that wrong impression, it can be serious. With him, his wife could have died. If everyone just thought he was some fool dancing around the side of the road and not stopped, then they would know he wouldn't have got the help he needed. First impressions can have consequences. That's so important to get right. It's the same for job. Apparently, in 9 seconds of meeting someone in a job interview, they've made up your mind. It's very hard to change opinion. So just a little thing like your tie not straight, not smiling enough, and you may not get that job. So you cannot afford to make the wrong impression in life. When you share people, when you meet people, when you share people, if you want to influence people, that first impression is the important impression. My second story is about social media. Wow, with social media, it's one of the biggest changes the way we communicate and interact in the last, I don't know, 20 years or something, you know, and it's developing all the time. More and more apps, more and more social media channels. And I remember before I worked for myself, so about 5 years ago, I was made redundant. So not too unusual. I'm sure a few of you out in the audience, been made redundant, or at least everyone probably knows someone who has. But this was my 4th time. But not just was my 4th time, it was a bad timing, because I was about to buy a family house and my wife was pregnant. So I took any job to get money coming in. I was doing temporary jobs, which I didn't really enjoy. So what I decided to do was to start my own business as a copywriter, because I'd always worked in marketing, always written, and that's what I was good at, that's what I was passionate about. So I started my business, and everyone said, you've got to be on social media. You've got to be on social media. You've got to promote your business on social media. So I thought, okay, so I created a group on Facebook for my business and I started posting on my personal page. I created Twitter and a YouTube channel, and I was really excited. And then no one read my posts. No one liked me or followed me, literally. I couldn't understand it. I was like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? I was like, I pulled my hair out. I almost gave up. I said, it's all exaggerated. It's all, social media it's not for me. It doesn't work. Then what I did, sometimes in life you have that moment where there's one little thing can suddenly change the whole way you view things. It can change the whole way. So what happened was I attended a talk about why social media is social. And after the talk, I had this light bulb moment where I realized that, yes, social media is called social for a reason. It's not just about me, it's about you, it's about your audience, your target market. So it's not about taking, thinking about what you can get from being on social media, it's about giving. Because after all, life sharing is caring, and that's what social media is about. It's not one-way messages like what I was doing, updates and news about me and my business. It's actually about how can you offer value. Who is your target audience that you want to connect with in social media, and how can you offer value to them? That's the social. And it's not about numbers. It's about quality, not quantity. So it's better to have half the amount of people in the groups, but if they're just engaged, and a large number of people who just aren't interested. So when I realized this, I changed the content on my YouTube channel to sharing short tips I knew people wanted, because I'd asked them. I'd done a poll and I'd asked what they wanted, and I gave them tips to help them, gave them what they wanted. Then I started interviewing people who inspire and influence, people who had expertise, a story to tell. And what happened? My subscriber list slowly went from 0 or literally 1 or 2, slowly crept up. And it's now about 1,500 and continually growing. I'm happy with that. They're engaged people. It's growing all the time. I created a Facebook copywriting community, and that's got 1,000 people and get good engagement. So the point of the story is, of course, social media is one of the many ways that you can influence and you can engage, but it is all about offering value. It's like in life, know your audience and think how you can offer value and put your audience first before yourself. My third story is about speaking. We communicate in 2 ways: through writing, articles, blogs, social media posts, emails, texts, and speaking. Meetings, interviews, pitches, speeches like this. So all my life, I've been a writer. Ever since I was a little kid, about 9 years old, I was always writing. My friends dreamt of being a superhero or James Bond, and I dreamt of being a writer, a journalist. That's my dream. And it's one constant in my career. It's why I'm a copywriter. I love it. So when I set up my business, Secret Influence, about 5 years ago, after redundancy, I realized that to communicate powerfully and influence others, you can't just get away being a good writer. You've got to be a good speaker. Now, I've always been a confident writer, but never a confident speaker. And it's man's greatest fear after all. So I did what I knew I had to do: face my fear. So I joined a Toastmasters public speaking club. And I had a friend who always invited me to go, and I went along, and I remember sitting there at the back of the room, and they had this session where it was a part of the evening where called Table Topics. They'd ask an impromptu question where someone could ask a question for 2 minutes. And I remember looking down and saying, "Don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me, please don't pick me," while I sweated profusely. And it went on for about a year, and I turned up and never spoke. And then I went to a speaking event, Speaks to Leaders, where you couldn't say "don't pick me" because the whole event was about getting you involved. You had to get involved. You had to go on stage. It was a speaking by action workshop event, as everyone who's Speaks to Leaders knows. So after that event, I had spoken on stage. I'd done it, conquered my fear. So I went back to Toastmasters. 7 years later, I'm now president of that club. And when I go for meetings and they do the table topics, I say, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. The point of the story is you don't have to be loud or extrovert to be successful, but you do need to communicate, engage, and influence. Every time we meet anyone, anywhere, it's always an opportunity to give an elevator pitch, tell them why they should listen, why they should do business with you. And so we need to be able to speak with confidence if we want people to listen to our message. Whether in writing or speaking, we need to communicate our message clearly and powerfully so people listen and take an action. But I mean, truth is, you don't need to use my impact model of influence to have impact, but you must influence others in life. Otherwise, life will influence you. And influences could be family or friends, colleagues, or they could be the Martin Luther Kings of the world, Nelson Mandela's, Barack Obama's. Influencers can be people from politics, film, music, writers, fashion, entrepreneurs, people who influence and inspire us. It can be anyone, anytime. The point is, can you add influencer to your name? Whatever you do in life, whatever your job title is, your business, can you add influencer to your name? As the truth is, I know that if we all become influencers, we can contribute and inspire through sharing our stories and our knowledge to make the world a better place. Thank you.
I hope you were persuaded that it's important to influence people and how important it is to speak in order to do that and to write the right messages as well. Now, one amazing thing about Nick is that he has something in common with me, and that is the fact that he's an introvert. And we've both managed to overcome being an introvert and to speak out. And I can tell you from experience, it is a very, very tough thing to do. And Nick has come a long way from being an introvert to now speaking with confidence, power, and he has done a very, very good speech about secret influence. He can be very proud of himself. And I would like to, let's give a big round of applause to Nick Ronald, the author of the book, Secret Influence. And I'll pass back the stage to Harry Sardinas.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try and try. You succeed at.
So thank you so much, Lily. And with this music, I want to bring our fourth speaker for tonight. Well done, Tom, Nick. Oh my God, that been amazing, very, very powerful speeches. So tonight is going to be very, very tight, like the rest of the days. This is our fourth day of the Speakers and Leaders Motivational Speaking Contest, and I have to say that it's all about your message. It's all about what do you have to contribute to the life of others and sharing. And I want to say thank you to our speakers today, right? Because for having the courage to put yourself out there and to prepare and train in order to get your message out so we can have a better place to live is something that a true leader have inside. I always telling them that when they join our program, that they said, okay, Harry, this is amazing. I said, look, I just only providing a framework and training for you. but you won't show up to a place with the name Speakers Are Leaders if you don't have it inside you. Everybody with me? Nobody will show up to a program called Speakers Are Leaders if there is not something that you have in your chest, a message that you really believe that you can share with the world to make a better place. So I would like to tell all of our speakers, regardless the result today, that all of you have been massive. That Lily and I will be very proud of every single one of you, and especially for dealing with the biggest fear that a human being can have, which is public speaking, and you are embracing it and going for it. To an audience, this broadcast will be exposed to over 100,000 people worldwide, and so your message, you never know where it's gonna land and to whom it's going to make a big difference, right? So we have Monika now. She's also a part of the Brandford Speakers program with Lily. She has an amazing book with an amazing title, and she's a big fan of this music that we are gonna play. She likes a little bit of funky, and that's we are playing this music because we know that she likes it a lot. So Lily, can you introduce Monika?
Did you know that 1 in 3 people have or will get cancer at some stage in their life? And millions more people have illnesses and health issues that prevent them from doing what they desire to do, or perhaps challenges of so many different types. Now, the next speaker is going to speak about her own journey of overcoming one illness, which is cancer, and how she has managed to do it relatively quickly through the power of positivity and so many different strategies. And she's the upcoming author of the book, Checkmate to Cancer. She's also a chess player and a film producer of several films. And she has managed to fundraise as well more than £2 million for many of her films. And I'm so proud of her because her book is about to be launched very soon. And she has an incredible story. And I remember meeting her, I think it was about last year or the year before that, at one of our events. And I had an instant connection with Monika. I couldn't really tell why, but there was this amazing connection. And I think this is something that happens with me, with all creative people. Monika is a very, very creative film producer. And I really could sense there was a connection there. She had really high energy and a high vibration. I couldn't tell why, but I felt like this amazing attraction towards Monika, and I think Monika felt the same way as well. So it was quite a magical thing to see that after she overcame her cancer, she reached out, and this is why we're now about to launch her book. And I know that she has so much to offer the world, and she wants to inspire millions of women to live the life of their dreams and to overcome any challenges and difficult situations, including cancer. So let's give a big round of applause for Monika, who is speaking for the very first time, I believe, at least for Speakers Are Leaders. And she's a guest speaker tonight. So let's give her all the love and all the great comments to support her. It's a very difficult thing to do, to be speaking for the very first time. So let's give her a big round of applause to Monika Gergelova from Slovakia.
Hi everyone who's watching on live on Facebook, and thank you for joining and having your time here. Thank you. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for Speakers and Leaders Harry and Lily to be in this amazing program tonight. And I'm actually very privileged to do this. Even I'm a little bit nervous, shaking. It's my first time ever talking like this. But I've been talking in public before, but this is different when you're sitting home and you can't move too much, you know. So I hope I'm gonna inspire some of you, which whoever you're going through, if you are going through a cancer right now, or you've been through a cancer, you know someone who actually has a cancer, or any other illness, I love to inspire you to not to give up, and just whatever situation you are in, even what we're having right now with the COVID, like you're fed up with the mask, you know, literally, this was my favorite time of the year during the cancer time, or you have to pretend to be somebody else. It's not about all that. It's about being who you are. And I hope you're gonna be a little bit inspired with my talk tonight. And I don't know, can we go with the Harry, the slide? I would love to introduce you to myself. I'm an author for first time ever, as I've been kicked with Lily. Sometimes you need a kick in your ass to be taken that yes, you do have that ability to write a book, and I never thought I can do that. And some of you think, oh yes, no, I can't do it, it's too hard. And until you found someone that believe in you, and they give you that courage and a kick that literally you can make it happen. And this is what's happening. My book is coming out very soon, this month. And so I'm really pleased that I managed to do the book. First of all, I would like to say that, as you know, I'm a film producer. I did couple of few films. You can look me up on IMDb on my website. I'm also doing a big project which I'm dealing with the studio I'm building in UK, and I'm based in UK. I'm a chess player myself. I haven't played for chess for a while now because I've been dealing with lots of other things, but I've been doing a chess tournaments and teaching chess kids in school. And I don't know if any of you play chess, especially ladies. Do you play chess? I definitely would recommend to start. It is very good for you. My whole journey started, as you can see. I was a little bit talking in public, but not very much. And then I got first time involved in Speakers and Leaders. I went there myself to have a look what I can improve myself as a personal person myself. So first time I gone into event, and I met an amazing people and speakers as Harry and Lily and many others. And they wrote the book, and I was, wow, wow, I would like to do that. And then being so inspired and so boosted up, I was so busy with work and everything else what happened in my life. It was just all coming together, and I said, well, I don't have time for this. I'm just pushed it away. And then I just carry on with my traveling and doing filming. And obviously being an entrepreneur, you have to take responsibility, and in the way that you never have time for yourself, and you always take everything on you. And I'm sure some of you know that if you're there for others, you drain yourself out. And if you take everything on you, you just sort of forget about yourself. And that wasn't my case. In more likely there was. And I dried myself out. What happened next? I was completely gone down the bottom. And I would love to tell you a story how actually I managed to somehow gone from the bottom to the top. And it's never give up, even if you can feel like this is the end. I would like to take you to the story, which normally you know how to. You guys, I'm sure you wish for some certain things, like I wish today will be a sunny day. I wish I can get the present. I wish I can meet this person. I wish I can be in a better place. I wish I would have a lot of money and a beautiful house, you know. And you don't know what comes until you realize that what you wish for, you should be really careful. And one day, it was a sunny day, I had a shower after a long walk. And in a shower, I was exhausted. I had enough with life. You think, you know, oh, well, she had all this. She'd been doing so many things. She was a happy person. Yes, but I've been taking too much on me as personal, from my family, from people I know. I was draining myself out mentally and physically, and I just literally, I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, you know, I don't want to live like this anymore. I'd rather die. I'd rather have a cancer to get rid of me. God, why you just don't take me? I can't live the life like this anymore, you know. And then what happened is, following few months, not even a month, when I came out of the shower and asked you ladies, you check yourself, and I've been seeing certain things on my breast that this is not right. So then I looked at myself and I said, oh, this is a bit of a nimbt in my breast. That shouldn't be there. And then I looked it up what it is. It's always good to look, just to check, and never underestimate not to check yourself properly. I went to my gynecologist and I had my test done as a mammogram. Came out like, yes, you have something showing as a tumor. And I'm like, oh, right, because just a tumor is nothing serious. I still didn't take it something serious. Then I realized, okay, well, then we have to do the biopsy to make sure what it is. So I end up having a biopsy, and I still didn't go with it. I thought, okay, whatever, it's nothing serious. I don't have time to be sick right now. And then what happened is I got a phone call from the doctor after the biopsy. And when he said, you do have a stage 3 cancer. And I'm like, what? What did you say? Did I hear cancer? They said, you have a cancer. And he was like, it's okay. It's just a cancer. You know, you're too young. You can go on with it. We cut it out and it will be fine. You can get your breast done and, you know, everybody else can do that. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did I just heard cancer? Is this really happening? I can't be sick now. Everything went in my head and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I actually, did I really said that before? I don't want to die. I really don't want to die. Do I really want to go through this now? No, I don't. And everything went through me. I was angry with myself. So why did this God gave me this? Or should I blame myself? Who should I blame? If we go the next, it was very difficult. And then how do I be able to do this? Will I have my what happens to my breast? Will I have it cut off? And then how do I going to look like? My hair will come out. Will I be able to do this at home? I was petrified in a way and shocked, and I had to choose. Am I going to live or I'm going to die? And I'm going to give up. I'm going to carry on. And then I just, I had a very great friend around me that time, and she gave me a courage, big hug. And she made me to realize, okay, we can do this. You can do this. You're a very strong woman. And everybody, a lot of my friends telling me, yes, I am a strong woman. But that time I felt very useless and very low down. And literally, I didn't feel strong at all. It wasn't my choice. If you can going on with the slides, please. For me, it was like being up at the hill and going down to the valleys. It's not that easy. Sometimes you have to choose which turn you're going to take. And I had to take the turn up and take control, which is one of my system I developed in my book, which you will read, and I do some online sessions. First of all, you have to take a control over your life. No matter what you do, it's you are responsible for it. You have to take responsibility, no matter whoever tells you, okay, you got a cancer, but now what are you going to do? Am I going to up the hill? I'm just going to go down, or just forget it, go backwards, forwards, and I blame everybody around me. So I have to take my first move. And my first move was to go with it and just do anything I can do to make it work. If you go next to the slides, please. So then I had sort of realized like who I am. And I realized that I lost myself for so many years. And then I end up, finding myself in a position that I think it is a good thing for me I had a cancer, because I didn't know who I was anymore until I decided, you know what, I'm not going to have it and hiding behind and getting things like everybody, pleasing everybody and making things right for everyone. I've been through a difficult times to deal with the cancer. As you can see, I've had my my PICC line in my arm, which I felt like an alien. I had my hair taken off, and you know, I'm getting very hot in this, and this is who I am right now. And I feel great. And my hair, it's something new I never had. I never had a short hair in my life. As you know, me, a lot of people, my friends, and as is me now. And you need to realize that who you are first to get this going forward. Once you found yourself, this is who I am, and I can make this happen no matter what, and nobody can take me away. And I am here for the reason. My journey of this cancer was really interesting, because during the lockdown, as you know, we have all sitting indoors and we can't go anywhere. For me, it was a blessing, because the roads were empty. And can we go to the next slide, please? And the roads were empty, and my whole journey was just perfect timing, you know, with the chemotherapy, from the radiotherapy to just name it. It was just amazing time for me, that I had amazing people working around me. The nurses were incredible. It was a great inspiration from them, and that what kept me going. And my friends, I didn't know they were there. They came back to my life, and I was so grateful for them. If we can go to the next slides, please. Then I realized that during the time I was in my next one, I was finding it hard to stick into certain diets, and also finding it hard to go with how I'm going to go forward. You know, you feel like I am ashamed. I can't go to meetings. Look how I look like. I have no hair. I need to pretend I'm not. That's not who I am. So I have to figure out the way how I can get my mental state strong. So I've been reading and looking and reading stuff, and developed sort of a way how I can go ahead. And in a way, I found it, for example, just to eat. What is the best for me to eat? Everybody tells you this to eat, but then in the end, you know, what is good for me? So I found it, okay, well, what works for my body? Where was I born? What did I used to eat? What I'm eating now? And then I get to the point that I develop my own recipes and my own routine system, which I actually building in my mindset system. And my daily routines were, for example, I can share with you my best routines I do right now. I wake up in the morning, and that was keeping me going during the cancer. I was grateful for every single minute I was still here. I was thankful for I am alive, and I just said, okay, I've got another chance. And I woke up my 5 senses every day. I drink somebody might say the lemon and fennel tea. Then I go for outside, do some walk and take a deep breath. And during lockdown, I was used to do a lot of hugging for the trees. We already heard one of our speakers. He said the trees are very important. For me, it was specifically because I had no one to hug to. And so for me, the tree was the one I was hugging. So finding the way how you can overcome like, okay, I feel really no good today, what I'm going to do. And so finding a positive side of everything, it made me a massive difference in my life. Then I've been taking diaries, writing it all down, going through it, and listening and reading the stories. And especially I got connected more to God, which I've been always, but I started to read more Bible, which kept me going, and I learned so much powerful things from it. Then I realized, you know, I never nourished myself, and the first place which I end up being in the first place, I ended up with the cancer because I didn't look after myself enough. So I always put priorities to everybody else and work and my friends and everyone in my life, my family. And so I realized, you know what, has to stop. This is enough, because I need to do something about it. If I'm going to carry on like this, then I'm going to end up even worse. And I had the wake up call. I was asleep until I woken up, and I realized, you know what, I need to look after myself. I need to love myself. I need to find a way how I can look after myself. And enjoy my life. And then I realized who I was, what I did in the past, and what I accomplished when I got here in the first time into UK. I was literally nobody until I managed to be a film producer. And now, you know, I'm in a sort of a way that I can do what I really want to do. But it's to be surrounded with the right people, and then what move you're gonna make forward. With the opportunity I had to do with the speaking, is this is my first time, and I would love to do more to motivate the women to get to the stage that don't be afraid who you are, don't be scared of what situation you are in right now. This will pass, because everything has the end, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, when everything goes well suddenly, because my ups and downs with the journey with the cancer, as you know, lots of you been through it, there is never ending. And then you just have to have a faith and believe, like, okay, I can do this. I'll just another bit longer, and I can manage to go through it, and try to celebrate each of the day, because that's your day, the best day you can do. Buy yourself something small, be silly, be your child, silly person, give yourself high five. Yeah, well done you, I've done this today, I managed to go through the day. It wasn't easy, but I've done it. Have a rest if you can, don't over push yourself, and there is more you can do. But it's a lot of it I've written in the book, which is the whole system you will follow, and it really help you with encouraging you to go forward. And the most important thing for me is, well, stop asking questions why. It's just to get on with it and just feel like, okay, this is what happened, let's just stop. Well, I'm gonna make a move in a chess, as you know, you make a first move your first move, and then you have to decide what was gonna be your next move. And nothing can stop you except yourself. And it's not always easy, but devote yourself to have time for yourself, and also have your time to if you can, if you're a believer, pray, and being watchful and thankful for everything you've been giving so far, because life is too short and time, it's never enough. And definitely love yourself. It's very important. You give yourself a hug every single day, and you care for each other, and having a faith and hope in your life, it's really important. I've got so much to tell in the book, which was working with me, and I want to encourage you to step forward. If you are scared, just go with it. No matter what you try to achieve in your life, don't make anybody stop you, because that's not your limit. And thank you so much for listening, and I will be better next time. Thank you.
We wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun.
Monika has shared a truly empowering message that you really can be who you are without hiding. I have to say, Monika, you look great with short hair, with long hair. You can pull off anything when you believe in yourself. And I think a deep message that Monika wants to share with this book, Checkmate to Cancer, is not only that you can checkmate cancer, but you can checkmate any toxic people, situations, or anything that is holding you back from achieving your goals and dreams. And I think Monika did a really fantastic job of sharing the kind of tips and strategies anyone can take in order to do just that. Take care of your health, take care of your diet, take care of your environment. Do the little steps that add up to something big, and they can transform your life. And even if someone says you have stage 3 cancer, you can overcome it, because if Monika did it, you can do it too. So let's give her a big round of applause. Remember, this was one of her Well, for Speakers Are Leaders, it was the very first one. She had spoken before.
No.
And she did a great, great job. You can give yourself a pat on the back. You looked fabulous. And let's give a big round of applause for Monika Gergelova. And I'll hand back the stage to Harry Sardinas.
And with that, you can get it if you really want it. You can get it if you really want it. And with that say, and it's interesting. It's really interesting how life is connected. Like when Monika was sharing that that in the coronavirus in these times, she was hugging a tree in order to give it energy and to interchange this vibration. And we have a tree expert today as one of the speakers, which is advocating for this more and more and more. So the whole point of this is, at the end of the day, we are all connected, because everyone that have a message inside that want a benefit and to want to share their experience with the world in order that you can improve and avoid things that you have been through. This is the magic of this kind of work that we all do. That's why Lily and I, we are passionate about what we do, because we open a door for people so brilliant, so powerful, so brave like you guys. So we are really, really grateful for your message, for your speeches, from being vulnerable and to share your stories with the world, so we can build something amazing together. At this moment, as we speak, the polls are opening Facebook. So the polls are opening Facebook. So if you are in your house, then you can see the poll in Facebook. Remember how the competition works. 50% is from the judges, 50% is from the public that is watching this event live in Facebook. So as we speak, the public can start voting in Facebook. At the same time, we are going to launch the poll for the judges right now. Please, judges, vote for your best speaker. For who do you think that was the best motivational speaker, right? And after you finish your vote, please put voted. Remember, contestants, you're now allowed to vote. Only the judges. Yesterday we had to repeat again because also the contestants were voting. Remember, only the judges can vote. So the contestant, I know that you will see the questions because you are inside our broadcasting, but please, only the judges. So shortly, okay, so and the judges are already voting. I can see that some of the other judges is voting. And ladies and gentlemen, before the judges give our feedback, I can see another judge is voting, and we are going again. We have one more judge to vote. And after that, we are going to bring Altia, and Altia is going to be the first judge that is going to give the feedback, what she thought about the day today. So welcome to the stage, the brilliant, amazing, outstanding Altia.
Oh, yeah. Harry, Lily, what are you guys doing to me? Oh my goodness. I thought I would have an easy weekend, and you have been giving me headaches after headache. These people are marvelous. They are exceptional speakers. 4 nights of nuggets of things that we can take and use in our lives. Oh my goodness. Tonight, I'm Althea Grant. I'm one of the judges. My head is blown away, but I am here and I have enjoyed myself. This is what I have wanted to see in the world. We have 2 women, we have 2 men. And that is the system that I want to see, which is why I created my movement, 50-50 Voices. We need to see a stage that is balanced in terms of male and female, and balanced also in terms of immigrants. Our stories make such a patchwork of interest and beauty that we should not have a stage where the audience is mainly women and the stage is mainly men. We're missing something. Women have a voice and they have a story. Monika's story, Nick's story. Oh my goodness, it was just so wonderful tonight. And you have inspired me, each and every one. What I'm going to do now is just to give an overview of the things that jumped out at me. And I have to say it was really difficult tonight because I got so caught up in all the stories. You know, if the story is not interesting, you could just and get to do your job. But the stories have been so striking, impactful, to use one of the phrases here, that it has been difficult to really concentrate on judging rather than not crying, not wanting to put things into my own life based on what I have been hearing. So thank you all very much for your contribution. The first person is, for me, the Doctor of Peace, Dr. Nidaa Sabbagh. What a woman. She is the woman that we all would want to be when we grow up. And for what she has gone through, I do not know of many people who would have been able to go from, as a child, a baby herself, holding her expired sister in her arms, and taking from that the courage, the heart to actually transpose that into becoming a woman of peace. And if we silence women, we would not hear her story. She would not become the master negotiator that she is. She had a great opening, great questions, and then she delved into her experience that was born out of the war, 15 years, that from the very beginning of that war, her life was impacted, and impacted in such a terrible way. She spoke about the aroma of wildflowers, and in a moment, it was replaced by the aroma of gunpowder. We are sometimes faced in life, viewers, with these massive changes where in a moment, everything that we know can change, can die, can dissipate. How we react to it is a mark of who we are and where we will find our purpose. So I was very drawn in by the story, her slides, her eye contact, the power of her voice, all of these things was present. Even when she got emotional, she was still there, encouraging and reassuring us. And I thank her for that. She then went on to become an investor in peace, someone who could teach others the art of negotiating peace, negotiating through her 6-step plan to achieve peace, where you can avoid war by governments, so it can be used by governments. It can be used in business, so you don't lose your way, you don't lose your profit, and it can be used in families. What a step. I won't go through all the steps. I was so busy writing, identifying the internal and external causes, analyzing the root of the conflict so that you can see what it is that you need to change. What a wonderful, balanced, great. Oh, so thank you very much, Dr. Nidaa. I was blown away by you and by all that you have achieved. And I just want to be you when I grow up. The next person. The wonderful Thompson and the power of trees. My goodness. Now, when I heard that Tom was going to be talking about trees, I thought, yeah, let's see how he's going to do that one then. Let's see how he's going to make that interesting. I'd like to see that. My goodness, he blew me away. How can you make your passion for trees so interesting that I wanted to run out in the garden and grab a tree? As late as it is, as cold as it is. Thank you, Tom. The slides were interesting. He set out his stall from the beginning that trees are about health, wealth, and well-being. The introduction was strong, his movements, he was purposeful, his voice was strong, eye contact, everything was just great. He made me look at trees as the unpaid Trojans of our world who give us oxygen. They love us so much, they give oxygen. They were here before us to clear a path so that we could live. He just made trees, he brought them alive. He gave them personalities. And you just can't make it any better than that. His own personal story was just so wonderful. We all would want to have such a beautiful childhood. And then he showed us another side to the world that was not his own personal experience, but is a recent experience for what we're all going through, which is Miguel's story. And the tragedy of Miguel, he used to show us that even in our deepest grief, we can give back to the planet. And Miguel's mother planting a tree. And he said to us, you can also plant a tree to change the world, because the more trees we have, the more oxygen, the more wealth. Then he showed us how, if we plant a tree, create a forest, we can change the world. He then spoke to the architect in our judges lineup. What a good stroke. I would not have done that, and I've been doing this for a while. He showed us that our wealth can be restored because people will pay for mature landscapes. They will pay big dollars, just as if we would pay big dollars for a sea view. We would also pay big dollars for a big green space and park. That's why the properties near Green Park are expensive, and the properties a bit further away, less salubrious, are not. So I thought, you know, he was saying to us, we could restore the environment, alleviate sickness by uplifting, by trees uplifting our hearts, restoring our wealth and our enjoyment in life. And I just want to thank him for making trees the hero of our world and becoming a warrior for trees, because the environment do need funny, engaging, knowledgeable warriors. So thank you, Captain Tom. The next person, the secret Nick, secret Ronald. Influence is one of those things that not many of us are born with it. Not many of us believe that it can be learned. Not many of us would have the courage to say, I am a copywriter and I can assist you to learn the secret of influence. It has been kept a secret by so many successful people. And it shows the generosity of Nick that he opened strongly to say it's impossible to have a successful business or relationship without being able to influence people around you. And then he showed us his 8-step system that will impact your life and help you to create influence where otherwise you might fail. You might send out your great Facebook page. You might send out your 200 emails and you will get nothing back, just as he did. But he didn't let that knock him out. He then went on to use that experience to say, okay, so life has knocked me on my back. I'm looking up, so I know I can get up. And now that I'm up, I can show others how to stay up and how to survive in business. I'm telling you, Nick, you're great. You're great because you make a subject that some might have found a bit prosaic. You made it exciting. You made us want to do our business better. And that is no mean feat. Well done. You were also very engaging, just in case you didn't think so. You were very precise in what you were telling us. You were very clear. You maintained eye contact and you were very personable. And I thank you for that. Well done. And then we go on to Monika Gergelova. Hopefully I've said her name correctly. And it was difficult to actually write because I was drawn in, as with all the speakers, by her story, and also that she was a first-time speaker on this platform. So I saw Checkmate to Cancer, and I thought, oh my gosh, I just hope she's going to be able to manage this. And boy, did she manage this. She managed to take a very difficult subject, a very heart-rending subject. And like Monika, and like Dr. Nidaa, she was able to package it with compassion. She was compassionate for her audience, not to overwhelm them with the sufferings that she had gone through, although the pictures showed us what she had gone through. Her goal was to use her own story, and as a film producer, she is able to weave this story in a manner that draws us in. We were on a roller coaster with her through the hills and valleys of her experience. And she lost at one point, but she didn't ever lose control. When she took off her wig and revealed herself to us, it meant nothing to me because she had already shown us her soul. She had already shown us what it takes to be a survivor, what it takes to checkmate cancer. And she didn't flinch from using the word cancer as so many have done. I found that she had great slides. As a chess tournament champion, she was able to show us that if you strategize, even in the valleys, if you strategize and you do not be like Job in the Bible, where you focus so much on all the pain, all that you have lost. In a day, Job lost all of his family. His wife was cursing him. Every friend he lost, but he found the courage even in the dust, in the deepest valleys, to climb out again. And she asked us, what's your next move while you're in the valley? You've got to plan your next move while you're in the valley. And she showed us that this reveals who we are when we can accept ourselves. It shows us and gives us reason to survive when we can see that whether you've lost a part, a body part, or whatever, you are still capable, you're still able. And she drew on inspiration from sickness to create this 6-step plan for mental strength using the power of your mind. And she shared her gratitude system, her dietary system, and her positive thinking. And she ran out to hug a tree. It was just so beautiful because it called back to the earlier speaker who was telling us the importance of trees. So we reconnect with our spirit by understanding this truth that she was saying to us. In order to love your neighbor, you first have to find the courage to love yourself in spirit and in truth. That was a great healing part of her journey. And also she was saying to us, don't let the darkness that you will encounter in the tunnel of illness while you're heading towards recovery, don't let it blot out the light that is ahead of you, because thereby lies your healing. Thank you, Monika. Her speech hugged us, reassured us, encouraged, and empowered us. And I, for one, have been blessed by all the speeches tonight. I have to say, Monika, you did really well. Thank you, everyone, by going through the art of peace, the art of trees, the art of influence, and the art of reinvention. Thank you so much. Over to you, Howard.
Thank you so much, Thea, for the words of wisdoms of one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time, Thea Grant, trained by the master, Les Brown, and the biggest promoter on Les Brown in Europe. So thank you so much, Thea. This feedback was really, really, really powerful. Remember, now we're going to launch the poll again. Listen, the contestants, we need to vote it again, because remember, only judges can vote. If you vote and you are not a judge, we know, because it's giving us the report. It doesn't give us the name or anything, but it gives us the total people of voting, and we know that it's 4 judges only, so we only have to receive 4 votes. So if we can if we can run the poll again, just the judges, yes, yesterday happened the same thing. Some contestant by mistakes just press the voting. Just remember, only the judges can vote. So in our final report that we receive, we only can have 4 votes. If we have more than 4 votes, we had to launch the poll again, because only the judges can vote. Judges, please, as soon as you voted, please text voted in our internal Zoom chat. So and please vote it again, so like this we can have the report, right? So okay, so now we are going to introduce our second judge that is going to give us feedback about the speakers. And the second judge is Juliet. So Juliet, welcome to the stage. Welcome.
Hello, Harry. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come back. I want some music in this house. Ready to go. Let's have some music again. I was doing my voting. Well done to all the judges, and well done to every single one of you contestants here tonight. Thank you so much. I was just voting, so and then I was brought in. But I want to just first of all say thank you so much to speakers, our leaders, and thank you, Harry Sadina, and of course, Lily. I'm absolutely grateful to be here, Lily Patrascu, because without you too, your vision is clear, transforming the world to speak, and you believe in this passion. So we are delighted as judges to be part of your beautiful program and journey. Now, I want to say thank you so much to all the participants and contestants who have come in on board to tell their stories to the world. I can say tonight is absolutely amazing. You know, as judges, we have the toughest job just to decide who has performed beautifully tonight. And by the way, you are all winners. For the fact that you have gotten here today, I can assure you there is never losers. But tonight, the person who has most impressed us, we always just judge for the day here tonight. But I can assure you, the stories you tell here were powerful here tonight. So I just want to appreciate all the judges here tonight, in particular, all the judges, Carlos, and of course, Patricia, and I'm sitting down here with Carlos and Patricia, and of course, Althea as well, Grant, who is mainly bringing one of the best judges across the world, Les, and we all know him. I want to appreciate you all as judges here tonight, and absolutely grateful for every single person who is busy watching here across the world. I can see people from my channel as well, Kenya, Nigeria, every single place joining us. We hope you've learned something here tonight. Now back to the feedback here tonight. I'm going to start off with the first person here tonight. And I tell you what, it was special. Nidaa, Sabbagh, our contestants #1 here today. The art of negotiation. You know, I had to listen carefully to that topic. You know, I thought, you know, she brings something special to the world here tonight. I loved your story, Nidaa, because I felt your story here tonight. You told us about the roadmap of a peace ambassador. You know, I could not help not to listen. The listening skills in the room across the world, I could feel you. I could feel the passion in you to make a better world here tonight. Communication is one of the key factors when it comes to negotiation. You told us here tonight. I tell you what, I was absolutely thrilled when you also said, learn how to negotiate effectively. Then you came back and told us, my dream have turned into my mission and vision. I loved this about you, Nidaa. Presentation, beautiful slides here tonight, your tone of pace and your tone of the speed, and also the way you asked this question was absolutely amazing. I loved your call of action. And of course, you asked for us to connect, bring businesses together, and of course, to learn from the art of negotiation. It was magical, I want to say, and of course, powerful here tonight. Thank you so much for building in and bringing in the issues of peace to this world. And thank you so much for being an ambassador of creating greatness and awareness to our world here today. I connected to that. I'm going to go to the second key speaker here tonight, Tom, the tree consultant, Tom Thompson, the tree consultant. You know, tree consultant Abba, I believe, and the power of tree. You were absolutely bringing trees here tonight until even, I think, Athia has captured everything about how you brought the tree to life here tonight. And I tell you what, I felt it as well here tonight. You know, I watched you last year, and this year, you bring a new era. This year, I was absolutely happy just watching you. You captured my eyes as I watched you, your clothing and everything. You took all the feedback given last year, and today you nailed it. So I saw, you know, the goodness, you know, you were confident, you learned how to bring the acts of storytelling together. And I'm sure Lily also picked on that earlier on. You brought in the issue of the trees, and you also said, you told us your journey in the army and how active you have been. And again, I picked the story of Miguel, just like Athia, and how beautifully you told the story of the Mexican people and how that boy was not feeling well. One of the most polluted city, you said. Your story was very educational here tonight. We need to have cities, you exclaimed. What about our wealth? And you told us the trees are our wealth. Trees will add 10% of property values. People pay for mature landscape. You explained to us. Trees do have, trees do support us in times of our health and create a good environment, I picked up. As of today, you have made me even love trees even more. I have one tree, so I'll be talking to you about that tree. So I just want to say, you left us with a beautiful message here for the world today. We should not take air for granted and to look after our planet. That was a powerful finish, Nick, Tom Thompson. I really enjoyed listening to you here tonight. And it was, again, very, very magical for me. I want to come to the Nick Ronald, who is a copywriter. And he started off by speaking about if you can't influence others, who will you influence? And I felt that kept us attentive. Great icebreaker, Nick. You have grown from what I saw from last year. I was right here. And I tell you, today was a new Nick. Today, you nailed it just like Tom as well. That is why I said, today, the judges, we've got a tough job. Confident you are here tonight. I love the way you told the story about how you were not confident in going into social media and how you expressed the importance of learning how to use social media. I loved how you discovered what social media was all about and how you corrected and improved that lifestyle of not being able to do social media initially. So I really enjoyed. I learned how you explained to the audience and everyone else watching how we should all use social media. That was a learning curve for many here tonight. It's all about courage, and you had a beautiful courage. Your eye contact was right. Your facial expression tonight was, compared to last year, it was beautifully displayed. I loved your presentation here tonight. And I also put down I loved how you discovered. Yes, I loved how you added value into the world for us to begin to enjoy social media, for us to begin to not just only do social media, but the correct way of using social media and how we add value. Thank you for sharing that story beautifully as well. And now to our last contestant here tonight, Monika Gergelova. I hope I've said that right. And your story. First of all, thank you for sharing your personal story. It is never easy to share a personal story. We connected it. I connected to that beautiful story and the recovery story and ability very well. And you knew you were able to tell us that journey beautifully. Control, responsibility, you explained to us here tonight. You accepted your condition and decided to leave. That was powerful. And I hope others take from that. So I connected to your story. Who are you? You asked. And I remembered that yesterday somebody as well asked us that question. And you reflected and you explained to us how you find about finding yourself. We felt connected to your story here tonight. I loved your vulnerability. And in life, they say to us, when you find your vulnerability, you find your success. I will leave you with that. And thank you for sharing that again, beautiful story. You were able to create awareness here tonight. You looked great. Your tone of voice was amazing. Beautifully told story. Stop asking questions, the why. You reminded people here tonight. Nothing can stop you apart from yourself. That is what you left us here with. I was absolutely impressed here tonight with all of you. I want to take great pleasure again to say thank you so much to absolutely Harry and absolutely Lily for the wonderful work that you're doing to transform the world here tonight. You're great authors for this story. Welcome to the world of motivational speaker. And I tell you what, you're all international key speakers here tonight. And back to you, Harry, here tonight from African Wonder Woman. I love you all. Best wishes to every one of you.
And now the night is almost getting to the end. So we're going to bring the third judge for tonight. Her name is Patricia. So Patricia, to give us some feedback about our speakers tonight. So welcome to the stage, Patricia.
Hi, everyone. It has been a pleasure to hear you. Such a night has been very tight. So all of you are winners. I can guarantee you that. We will start with Nadia, Dr. Peace, as Olbran has said. Congratulations on how much you have achieved in life, because no one deserves to be in those situations. And you have not just being there, overcome that situation, but you also have find the way to move from anger to fight for others, and that's very admirable. You have said that communication is a key for negotiation. Your communication today has been fantastic. You have gave us a good topic that you have, there is no doubt that you are very comfortable with it, that you know what you're talking about, you know how to not just express yourself, but also how to communicate and to make others feel what you are trying to say. It was been very good. You have been very determined to express what you have been trying to say. You have used your hands. You have been looking to the camera. You have been having a good timing when you were giving your speech. So it was very good. Congratulations. We are going then to move to Tom, the power of trees. I would like to thank you because sometimes to take by granted what we have around, and it's important to value what we have and how we use it, because things get finished with the time. I would like also to say that when you were giving your speech, you have started a little bit nervous, but then you have take control of all your speech, everything that you have to say. You were looking very comfortable. I like a lot that you have given your speech standing up, with a very great background. You have been using the space, moving around, changing voices when you need it, gesticulating, and you were in control. Control was your word. Then was Nick. Your first, not first, but one of the things that you have said is first impression matters. With that, you have started to say the definition of influencer. You have said that influencer is someone who influences people. And sometimes we take it wrong. There are many people in social media who are trying to be famous, who are trying to just get advantage of this, of being famous, getting free things, or to just having attention from others, but not trying to give in value. So thank you, because you have brought light to that topic. It was very good. Your speech was full of value. It has been a pleasure to hear you. You have been using the right voice. You were very confident. No one would have said that you were an introvert person, and you have done a good timing. So it was very good. And then mind-blowing Monika, amazing. I have to say, I'm seeing short hair. You look very nice. So congratulations on that. You're a fighter. What else we can say? I will quote Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins says, energy flows where attention goes. It's what you have done with your life. You have transformed your life. You knew what you want to do, and you have gone there. And you have eaten the wall. You have, without fear, without anything, you have gone where you wanted to go, and that was amazing. In your speech, I don't know what to say. You have been juggling with our emotions, so it was very nice. If this is your first speech, I don't know what you are going to do in the next one. You are going to do amazing. You have a very bright future on public speaking. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I was mute, so now you can hear me. And now we are going to pass to the voice to our Josh that is living in Luxembourg, the amazing Carlos, very briefly, because the night is about to end. And we are, remember, if you are in Facebook, still you can vote. So we haven't closed the polls yet. So the polls will close when Carlos finishes his report. So welcome to the stage, Carlos. Carlos, you good? We can hear you. We cannot see the camera. So jump out of the meeting and come back again. So in time, I'm going to share something with the audience. So Carlos, just leave the meeting, come back, and you will be fine. Yes? Okay. So here, this is the thing that we have to share today. So the most important thing is that the 4th day of the motivational speaking contest is arriving to the end, and I have been blown away by all the amazing feedback from our judges, as well as all the feedback that we get from all our speakers. So I think that we have Carlos back. Carlos is connecting with the audio at the moment. And Carlos, as soon as you can, just say hello. The audio is connecting a little bit, and soon the audio will be fine. In the meantime, remember everyone that if you are in at home, still you have time to vote. So Carlos, can you say hello?
Hi, hello. Good evening.
Excellent. I can hear you. So welcome to the stage, Carlos.
Hi, good evening. I've been blown away truly by the quality of all the speeches from the beginning. And the beginning was Nidaa Sabbagh with the art of negotiation. Dr. Peace was truly moving, incredible, powerful, personal, poetical at times, I would say. She conveyed a powerful message, not of the role that she has to overcome with all implication of the beginning of a life full of hope, full of comfort and love, and how this love carries away through bad times and through horrible tragedy. She can overcome and be a great factor for peace. I will, because everything the other judges say was so beautiful, I could say best. I would give some advice, probably in her speeches, the anecdotal part. She could be probably give more anecdotal, her experience as a peacekeeping, put it in the beginning of the, and the artist's narrative would be powerful and amazing to hear. The second one was Tom, the tree surgeon. I really enjoy it. It was a pleasant way when he mentioned the architect, the tree economy is a great title. It was engaged, it was informed, and it was informative without being didactic. It was patronizing, and it was very, very motivational. I would really want to hear more about the work in the field of tree. The structure was impeccable. It really shows that he works in his speech. He's been working, but it didn't feel labor because the delivery was so humor, so engaged, full of anecdotes, the wisdom, the pieces of personal stories that he put in the role made the art or the narrative really, really, really concise. All the best. I really was blown away by his speech. Then was Ronald and the Secrets of Influence. Wow, that was sleek. It was a sleek presentation, a sleek. Everything was professional. He said he was saying that he's an introvert, but he was very forward, confident, full of energy, and he sell a good product, the secret of the influence, and he chose how to influence in his saying speech. And I saw was amazing speech, really well done. Then Monika with always difficult personal history. Wow, she has to overcome, and she put it in the way he is being so empathetic and engaged, that you are in the first place putting her place and feel what she feels, and by putting you at her place, you can see how she overcomes and how she's teaching you that is within you the power of healing, the power of overcoming fear, success. It was a very motivational speaking, one of the best of the night. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Harry, and to Lily. I hope this servicing continue to be well for you amazing speakers. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much. And as we speak right now, can we close the poll in Facebook? Can we close the poll in Facebook? Because today to decide the winner has been a big nightmare today. We are up and running, calculating, going back and forwards. We need to seek for different opinions of different people. And at the end of the day, we are about to pronounce the result of the winner today. And as soon as our team has the result ready, please display it on the screen so we can see the winner for tonight. So I can say that overall, thank you so much, first of all, to our amazing judges. Thank you so much, Carlos from Luxembourg, and Patricia, as well as Altia and Juliet. Special thanks to these judges, the overall Altia, Juliet, even Patricia, that have been with us, Juliet and Patricia, every single night for the last 4 days. Also Patricia, 3 of the days, right? So some of the judges have been here all the whole 4 days event. And this has been a great support, because our speakers need, like I saw Nidaa saying that the feedback from Altia made her cry. And what is behind that is this is not just a feedback, it's an empowering feedback that make you grow, that actually will spark this emotion and this determination that you have to share the message with the world. I can tell you right now that every single one of you that spoke over this weekend, you're gonna go huge. We're gonna go huge. I remember when Atia was telling me, he said, Harry, I went to one event to try to do something, and then I jumped to the next event about public speaking, and look, today I became one of the major international speakers in this planet, and represented one of the biggest, in my opinion, the best motivational speaking of all time. So Atia, from nothing, managed to be representing in Europe one of the biggest motivational, in my opinion, the biggest motivational speaker of all times, right? So the doors that they are open for you are unbelievable. The doors that are open for you. And I want to congratulate every single one of you for the big contribution, judges as well as the speakers are on these 4 days. Today is the last night. And also I want to say thank you so much to our production team that is behind this thing. Matthew, our IT director, Brooks, and a lot of our team, Brooks, our broadcasting director, that actually is doing all the work behind the scenes, all this music, all this live, when I'm speaking, when we're not speaking, what happened with the sound. Now as we speak, they are counting the votes and averaging and checking few things. So thank you so much to our team. Without you, this won't be possible as well. And the next motivational speaking contest is going to be within 3 months, right? And the type of speech that will every quarter our speakers develop a different type of speech in the preparation for the professional speaker certification, which is have 12 speeches. So as soon as they complete the 12 speeches, they will be certified by speakers and leaders as professional speakers. Some of the people that I spoke today already have accomplished 2 of these 10 speeches. So our next speech is going to be really, really tricky because the name is the conference. So basically, you have to deliver a conference because as an entrepreneur of speakers, but this, and I know what you're thinking, Natia, oh, this is going to be a boring conference. That's the point. How you can deliver a conference that is powerful, inspiring, under the guidelines of a conference. The reason for that is because Lily and I, we have been invited so many different times to speak in universities in Mexico, Peru, and depend on the audience, depend of the audience that you're exposed, you have to balance the type of speech. It's not the same type of speech that you do in a university, that you do in a motivational speaking contest, that you do in Les Brown event in London. The different the different events require different type of speech, and as a professional speaker, all of you have to comply with all these different 12 types of speeches in order for you to become professional speakers. All of you are already on the way big time. Okay, so our broadcast director, Brooks, I don't know if you have the result or not. Can you? And I don't know what is it because I don't see it. The winner today is Tom Thompson. So welcome to the stage, Tom Thompson. Thank you very much, Brooks. So today our three entrepreneur win the motivational speaking contest. And as I said before, Tom didn't win last time that we compete. So what this means? This means that Tom will be one of the people that could be in the next quarter the double champion. At the moment, since we start this competition, we have done 2 competitions. So we have a lot of single champions. We haven't have yet our first double champion. So basically someone that have won twice. So in our next quarters, in the speech, the conference, we are going to see some double champions of the motivational speaking contest, right? So thank you so much. So I want to give the stage back to Tom and to the rest of the speakers to share a few words. Remember that the most important thing here is not who's win or who wasn't. It's about your message. And like I said, Tom, you have a very powerful message. Atia said very clearly that the way that you convey such a boring topic, so it needs a master of public speaking, honestly, to deliver what you delivered today. And so, Tom, welcome to the stage. Few words to the champion for today, Tom Thompson.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you, everyone. Fantastic. And yeah, thank you for this opportunity to get my message out there. We've all got a message. We're all passionate about something. Not all as important as trees, clearly, but you have your own message. Trees are incredibly important, and I need to share that and inspire people. And this gives me that opportunity. It's good to win, but it was a good competition. There was a lot of good speakers, and I think public speaking is the winner, really. And I also like to thank Harry and Lily for putting this on, for Brock for facilitating this with the technology, the judges and the audience, and roll on to the next one. And hopefully we'll all, well, hopefully, I know we will all continue to learn and grow together. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you very much. Our three. We pass the stage to Nidaa to share a few words today. Powerful speech today. I feel like crying in some moments, like Carlos said in the feedback, poetical sometimes. Amazing speech today, Nidaa. So if you can share a few words, welcome to the stage, Nidaa.
Hello. Thank you very much for all the judges, for all of you watching, for all my colleagues. Thank you very much. And we are nearby the Women's Day. So my speech was preparing for a Women's Day. So I have to send the message to all women, and as well, it have to be power. Women, all of us, we have to work together to empower ourselves and lead the world toward justice and peace. Most nations have never had a female leader, and we need to change this. At least, I'm sure you that women with compassion can lead the world without war. Ladies, let's change this to end conflict and all kind of killing. We need peace instead bombshell. We need peace instead war and bomb and bloodshed. We need peace instead of the killing of innocent people. Let's rise, the next female leader to power. For all of you, lady, happy Mother Day, happy Woman Day, happy Sister Day. I love you all. Thank you.
Amazing word from a powerful leader, Nidaa Sabbagh. Very great speech today. And now our secret influencer. Welcome to the stage to share a few words with us.
Thank you, Harry. Yes, no, I appreciate the opportunity for me to share my story expertise. And I think I always feel super inspired, like for hearing all the other speakers. And I think that just shows that everyone has stories to tell, everyone has expertise, and genuinely, if we all get out there and share our passions, our stories, expertise, and we can genuinely all motivate other people and make a difference. So yeah, I love it. It's great. Always feel inspired by hearing other stories. Yeah.
Nick. And the last speaker that we want to share a few words was Monika. Oh my God, was so touching. I think that the story was really powerful. I felt like crying. It was amazing how powerful you delivered this speech. And if you want to share a few words with us, Brox prepared some salsa music, because with the salsa music, we are going to close tonight our 4-day event. So we are going to dance salsa in the Zoom. So while Brox is preparing the salsa music to spotlight everyone in dancing to close the night, we're gonna give the last few words to Monika, then few words to Lily to conclude the 4-day events, and then we are going to close it. So Monika, welcome to the stage.
Wow. Wow, what a night. Thank you so much for everyone listening and watching. I feel more relaxed now and relieved that I can breathe and go and hug some trees outside, I think, to give me more energy. Well done, Tom, for tonight and for everybody. And thank you for inspiring stories that I nearly forgot about mine when I was listening so much of the other stories, which they all combine all together. As already Gia said that let's empower all the women and be strong and just take control over what we believe in and who we are, and don't give up, and you know, believe in ourselves is the most important thing. And what a privilege for me to do this first time. And even I thought, oh, I did so crap, I learned a lot from it. So I'm gonna take the most, learn and make it better, and do a better speech next time, and inspiring more and more people through my life. So I can't wait. I'm not too young. I'm still got a long way to go, and I'm free of cancer. So a lot to celebrate now. So thank you so much for everyone being in my life, and NHS and who got me through this, and especially being so strong. And thank you, God, for first of all, God, to get me to this point where I am. And look at this, what came out of it. Amazing stuff. And more is coming. So don't give up. Keep going. Thank you.
And with this music that we have here, because Monika and every single one of you can get it if you really want. We are getting close to finalize the 4 days of our motivational speaking contest. So I'm going to pass the stage to Lily to close the event, and then that's it. Then Lily close the whole event for the whole weekend, and then Brox, you play some salsa, we spotlight and dance everyone. And this is how you're going to find my behalf, Harry Sardinas, speakers and leaders. Remember, your voice can transform the world. Keep sharing your message. Keep pushing. You can make a big difference in a human being that you don't know what it is. Remember, money won't make you happy, but the moment that you change someone's life is going to make you the person more happy in the world, because the level of fulfillment that you're going to receive is going to be the biggest contribution in your life. So welcome to the stage to close the event. Lily, I love you all. Bye-bye.
We've come to an end, and I do believe that we have given you some perspective
Wow.
on new ideas. Some of it different, some of it fun. And anyhow,
I love it.
There is a space for you to tell your own story as well at Speakers and Leaders Club. So if you would love to join, just send us a message or go to speakersandleadersclub.com and register there so you can have a free trial lesson. The very first one will be free. And if you would love to tell your story, then if you would love to be an author and be like a lot of these speakers who are getting their book out, regardless of potential limiting beliefs they initially had about getting a book out, I can tell you that it is possible for you to share your story with the world, and you never know what could happen from there. Because the very first time I published my first book, I was doing it to leave a legacy at the age of 29. And because of it, I managed to meet Harry Sardinas, who gave me the opportunity to believe in myself. I had no confidence and he gave me lots of it. I had no opportunities and he gave me lots of them as well. I had never worked in an office apart from 2 stints in as an administrator in a cleaning agency and in a nanny agency. I only lasted like a month or something in one of them, and 5 days in another one. And Harry took the time and the money and the investment to train me so that I would finally be here today. And because he took that time, that effort, that commitment, because of that, I have empowered more than 10,000 people worldwide in Singapore, Peru, Mexico, the UK, and United Arab Emirates. And every single year I get invited to many more countries to speak. And despite the fact I am an introvert, and I can tell you that many times before I go online, I still judge myself, those kind of feelings of not being good enough, they still come up. And despite all of that, I do it anyway. And this is what learning how to speak does for you. If you're an introvert, just like me, if you've been afraid of public speaking all your life, if you've been afraid of getting a book out all of your life, it's still possible to get it done regardless of the fear. I'm not saying that your fear will disappear, but what will be possible for you is to get stuff done regardless. And what could be possible for you as well is the same thing that has happened so many of our clients, which is to speak internationally, to dine with ex-presidents, to be featured on the cover of magazines, to do more of what you love, to get your desired job, to speak in front of 5,000 people in a different country, to be invited all around the world to speak about your message, to empower thousands and thousands of people to believe that they can when they believe that they cannot. There is so much out there, and a book and telling your story worldwide is the key for it. If you know how to do it, if you practice, if you show up. And actually, I have to say something about Harry, which I think he's never thought about it, but I think the key thing that makes Harry, the key thing that makes Harry a leader, a speaker and a leader, is the fact that he always shows up. And this is something that I can't say for myself, but I can say about Harry. Regardless of who you are, if he has met you, and if he promises you something, he's always going to be there for you. He has this dependability, and he gives you the support, the confidence, the encouragement, the positivity, and everything you need in order to succeed. And I can tell you, I haven't seen anyone in this industry, and not just in this industry, around the world, I haven't seen anyone who will literally, when he says something, he will do it. And that is the magic of showing up. The magic of showing up regardless of, let's say he even takes a plane and he comes back at 2 o'clock in the morning. If he promised to meet you at 4 o'clock in the morning, he will be there regardless of how painful it is for him to show up at that time. And that's what a leader does. They show up. And this is why Harry organized this amazing event, Speakers Are Leaders. It's for you. It's for you speakers, it's for you listeners, it's to encourage you to believe that you can do more than you've ever considered. And for that, I want to say a big thank you to Harry Sardinas, and I know that we can celebrate Harry Sardinas. I'm celebrating him every single day. I am so grateful to be dating him and also to spend so much time with him. He's very fun. So anyhow, have a lovely evening, leaders. And I only have one question for you. Are you fired up? And I hope the answer is yes. Are you ready to go? And I also hope the answer is yes. So are you fired up? Are you ready to go? I totally am. Have a nice evening.
And welcome to Speakers and Leaders Club. My name is Harry Sardinas. I'm the founder of Speakers and Leaders.
My name is Patrascu, and I'm the founder of Speakers Are Leaders and Brand for Speakers.
Hi everybody, my name is Beata Podgorska. I'm a mindset and confidence coach.
I'm Tom Thompson, author of the upcoming book, Tree Economy.
My name is Teuta Abdili. I am an author. My first book, Born to Stand Out, And my second book, Family Legacy of Love.
My name is Muhammad Jalma. I help people to build their dreams and to make them a better person.
My name is Nidaa Sabbagh. I am an author and I am a political economy advisor.
My name is Will Gerard. I'm a life coach, therapist, and motivational speaker.
My name is Adobe. I'm a reinvention coach.
I'm Nick, and I'm the best-selling author of Secret Influence, Communicate and Persuade with Power, and a professional copywriter.
My name is Dilana, author of the book Get Stuff Done.
I'm Christian Morgan. I'm the author of this book, One Life, One List.
Hello everyone, my name is Ronald, transformational coach and motivational speaker.
I'm Patrascu. I'm an international motivational speaker, also the author of the book Discipline Pathway.
Hello everyone, I am Michelle Yao. I am a speaker. I am a life coach, helping people to find their life purpose.
My name is Christina and I am entrepreneur and parental coach.
My mission in life is empower millions of people around the world to have a voice, because I really believe that your voice can transform the world.
I joined Speakers and Leaders Club, and I since have enhanced my speaking skills. I was able to gain a lot of confidence with speaking engagements. I'm now speaking internationally.
I've got to use public speaking and online public speaking to get my message across, to connect with people, to tell stories that bring people in and engage them, and to be a more powerful speaker.
What I've learned here is giving me, and I'm even learning. I learned how to go on Zoom from Facebook Live today.
Since I joined Harry and Lily, I've gained unimaginable confidence. I've gone from a shy guy to now being the president of one of the biggest London Toastmaster clubs. I organise my events, and I founded one of the largest growing copywriting communities on Facebook.
Working with Harry and Lily and being a part of Speakers Are Leaders Club is just amazing. We share, we care, and we help each other to grow and how to get success.
I learned the structure of the speeches, how to engage the people, how to package your message, how to sell from one to many, but also by online.
Reason why I joined Speakers Are Leaders. I was looking for somewhere that would get me, would understand my vision and run with me. And I got that when I joined Speakers Are Leaders. Harry, Sardinas, Lily, Patrascu, thank you 1,000 times over for helping me realize my dream and my passion within my book.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to see all those inspiring people.
We will do different for the whole world and build a new future for our new generation.
Join Speakers Are Leaders Club so you can discover how to become a more charismatic speaker and leader, how to overcome the fear of speaking, how to speak more confidently, how to get paid and booked to speak from the stage, how to build your coaching and speaking business. Register at speakersareleaders.com and I'll see you there.
And welcome to Speakers and Leaders Club.